What's good, Waging World? It's your boy, 5-Star in Vegas. Broadcasting live as always from beautiful Summerlin, Nevada. I'm in here with my two co-hosts. First of all, the OG of the show. I say he's the only Sacramento Kings fan that I know. What's good, Spreader? How are you this morning?
Man, I'm excited to talk some football with you guys today because it's a huge weekend in both the college football world and the NFL. And 5-Star, we've been eating on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to getting some of that expertise from you two today.
Everybody eats, B. Also, we got the YG in the show. We got on those specs today, so y'all asses better pay attention. That means he came to give you some winners. The YG of the show, man. The youngest man to ever run a casino sportsbook on the Las Vegas Strip. What's good, Casino Royale?
Wow, what's up, Waging World? What's good, 5? What's up, Spread? Y'all can't see if y'all can see my eyes a little bit red. I was having some issues with my contacts this morning. That's a whole different story, though, man. We coming off some Winners Pass show. We doing what we need to do. I appreciate all of the members of the Raw group, man. It's such a blessing. Let's keep doing what we doing.
Man, a lot of people always contacted me about betting. They give me these great compliments in the thread, whether it's on our show, whether it's on J Money show, whether it's on Ski show, about, man, 5-Star, you're so sharp. You know, you really know your stuff. You know, you've been betting sports, I can tell, a long time. It's few people that we know who's mastered it like you. And one of the greatest things happened yesterday, man. Every master has a teacher. And my mentor pulled up on me yesterday, man, and I hadn't seen him in about 8 years, man. Shout out Jay Webb. We're definitely going to have Jay Webb on here soon before the season is over. This is the man that we were friends first in Houston, but he was the first to voyage to Las Vegas out of our crew on the Southwest, man. Always been a real player. He managed 8-ball and MJG when I was younger, and I'm in high school and stuff. We're fresh out of high school and just on his coattails trying to learn all that I can because he's traveling with 8-ball and MJG. You know, he's best friends with Michael Jordan and David Wingate, Vernon Maxwell. That's his crew. When you learn from a dude who that's his circle, you're going to learn a lot quicker. He showed me all the ropes of Vegas. We used to have what we call the Golden Triangle, man. Jay Webb was so cold. He had a trap spot, which like a little apartment. You know those little apartments right there beside MGM, He stand that during the daytime so he could run back and forth from MGM to Tropicana to Hooters. At the time, it was Hooters, now it's Oyo, because it was 3 different lines you would get. Tropicana had its own independent book, MGM had its own independent book, and at that time, Hooters was the first hotel in town with the William Hill, lines.
Yeah.
So we would go through those 3 and find our advantages, and he showed me that whole thing, man, introduced me to all of the great managers who I'm still friends with today, guys who completely run everything in Vegas, like Doug Castaneda, at the Wynn, over at MGM, good friend of mine over at Mandalay Bay who runs the entire company. And I just want to give a shout out to Jay Webb. It was really good seeing him, me and my wife, and he had lunch over at Ocean Prime on top of the roof, man. It was perfect timing because most restaurants like that don't open till 5 o'clock, and we were able to get in at about 1 o'clock and pretty much have a private dinner on the roof and just catch back up, man. And he was really thrilled about all of the things that I told him that I remember, different sayings, different things that he taught me that, really I use today still. So everyone, man, remember and never forget your teachers, man. They're very important in your life, man. I always respect them. And we're really blessed for the jewels that they leave us. So every master, man, always has a teacher.
Before we even go into that, hey, I'm going to keep mine real short. 5-Star, you introduced me to this. Like, for real. And I'm getting the chills just thinking about it. And then, man, you gave me some knowledge, bro. You said I'm giving you $1 million worth of game. And, oh, man, I'm feeling it right now. You was like, I don't get this to nobody. And ever since then, 5-Star, I've been using it. And you my teacher. Like, I gotta give it to you.
That's that, bro.
For real, bro. And I appreciate
it.
I gotta give you your flowers, and I like to show my talents, like, for real.
Yeah.
My last 37 free plays, I hit 26 of them. Like 26 out of 37. Come on, be for real.
And not to get mushy on here sentimental, man, but I love you, brother.
I love you too, brother.
I have a lot of guys that I consider young dudes who I call them my YGs. You know that. See, I got probably about 10 of y'all. And you one of the making the most proud, man, because
like Like,
Out of all of them, you the only one who went straight up with the sports bet. The rest of them, they did their own path, which is nothing wrong with that. But me and you are always like kind of the same thing, so you stay in the lane, man. And I'm so thrilled to have you out here with me in Vegas, man. And I'm so thrilled to have you on here as part of the Waves world. And that means a lot to me. I was telling Webb yesterday, I told him about you. I'm going to make sure that y'all hook up because he's back here permanently. Now he's bought a house here, so he's back. So we're going to be kicking it, man. I said, man, you got a coaching tree. I told him, I was like, you got a coaching tree kind of like, going back to Bill Walsh because you gave it to me. And I'm like, now I got some guys that I gave it to. I was like, so all your work, man, really was a blessing to all of us. I was asking Fred, who taught you about sports betting? Who do you consider your mentor in this business?
I don't really have a mentor. I kind of figured it out on myself.
Really?
I was kind of one of the first ones in my friend group to go to online, and I was kind of the first one. And we were doing the online poker, and they were kind of just playing reckless, and I'm out there reading forums and buying books. And then when the poker shut down, I just switched to sports, and it was the same way. I was always just reading and writing, and that's maybe why I was a little behind. Took me a little while to get up to speed. But the other thing I want to say on that story, back in those days, while I was doing all that 5-star, I was listening to 8-Ball while I was on the poker table. That was my favorite rapper. I thought he was like just.
That's my homeboy, Fred. I'm gonna have to get y'all on the phone.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my favorite one.
You know what's crazy about this spread? Just as how small of a world it is. 8-Ball and MJG was put out by one of my big homies. There's a real close friend of mine. Unfortunately, he got in some trouble. Some guys tried to rob him, and he defended himself. And back then, man, there wasn't no such thing as self-defense in Texas. If you kill somebody, you're going to jail. And so he ended up getting 25 years for defending himself and killing some guys who tried to rob him. But if you remember on Coming Out Hard, the very first album that 8-Ball and MJG had, that's my big homies dropped Red Lexus that they're in on the album.
Oh, really?
So he's JB that they always talk about. Shout out James Inslee. I know he tunes into the show often. He's in Houston doing a trucking company right now. James is home and doing really well, man. And JB is the one who put up the money to put them out. My homie Draper was their manager. And as I said, Jay Webb was the road manager that went to all the shows with him. So I was really tied into that. I just was too young to be a part of it. But, man, I was the young dude like Icino was with me. Always around, always soaking up games. So they all still look at me as Lil 5, but they don't call me 5. Icino knows my real nickname. But they always still look at me as their little brother, because I was 17, 16, 18 around them on their ankles. Like, what are y'all doing? Inquisitive, and I always knew how to kind of just fall back and listen, and you respect the OGs and the elders, man. And I thank the Lord because now it's all come full circle, man, and we're able to get this game to you guys right here on the Wagering World. Spread, let's get to the past. We got a lot to talk about.
All right, let's start it up. First of all, we got to give you some props, and I got a question too if you saw it this morning.
Okay.
But Krejcikova defeated Coco Gauff plus 270. You gotta love that. And it's so funny for us who bet tennis, right? There's so many people that refuse to bet women's tennis. I can't bet women's tennis. I can't bet women's tennis. I go, because you don't know underdogs.
No.
You only want to play favorites. You don't like women's tennis because it's a more level playing field. I love women's tennis because I love cracking these plus 270s, and that's what we were able to do in that match. And then, of course, Zhang beat Krejcikova today, and now she's going to be in the finals. So outstanding season for Zhang as well. But what did you see there in the match where Krejcikova got the win over Coco?
And we just were talking about how iron sharp as iron. Spread is one of the first guys that really helped me hone my tennis betting. I was just starting betting tennis when I actually met him and Noobs. And we got a group together, and all we used to do, remember that Spread? We always just talk about tennis and betting tennis, and do you see this line today? And we were all on X. It was Twitter back then, and I was under my old name. That's when Twitter was Twitter, man. They used to be really fired up on that. You remember because you was on there too, but yeah, so me and Spread kind of go so far back on betting tennis. We initially started before we did the college football show about just, betting tennis and things like that, but he's always been good at WTA. Noops has always been good at WTA. It's because we really enjoy the sport, guys. We love watching women's tennis. To me, women's tennis is way more exciting than men's tennis. the reason that these guys want to bet men's tennis is because it's fairly easy if you want to lay out that juice. Because certain guys, you can't break their serve. That's not fun. I want to watch a match. I want to watch them getting rallies and people make big shots and play defense, and that's what you get out of WTA. WTA is so far advanced on the WNBA. The WNBA could learn a lot from watching the Women's Tennis Association because they're really respected. They fill up the stands in certain countries and in certain tournaments, and they get the same purse at the majors as their male counterparts. So kudos to all those women in the WTA. Kudos to all of the people who create that sport and put it out there, because I really enjoy betting. It's one of my favorite sports right behind NFL and college football. I like women's tennis probably better than basketball. So, and as far as in the match, it just was a play against Coco being too happy about winning against Swiatek. We know if they play 10 times, Coco going to beat her probably 8. You know, like, let's just be real about it. It was a spot play. And as we said, value as well. Way too much, plus 270 on Krejcikova. You see right back, you come back tonight and get smashed by Quinyon Zhang, you know, in 2 sets. Doesn't start playing until probably like midway of the second set. Before that, she was non-existent in the first set. And Krejcikova does things like that. But I knew she would be up on this game because she didn't want to come down there to the finals and not win a match. She has more pride than that. She's going to be a Hall of Famer one day. So, you know, just too much dignity about herself. We knew, as we said, that Coco had been playing great defense, but the thing that Krejcikova brings, oh man, she's a shot maker. If she's on, she hits some of the toughest shots you want to see on tour. So I'm really happy that we cashed it, and I'm glad that you guys were able to cash it with us.
Did you watch that match at all, Tino?
No, I didn't watch it. 5-star gave the play. I just played it. It was easy. And then look, after 5-star gave the play, the line moved to plus 4.5, right? It was plus 4.5, plus 110. I'm like, man, I'm definitely on this. This free money. Like, well, let's go. Hell yeah. Let's go personal. 5-star.
My dog.
The other reason I like the women's tennis a little more is the men's tennis, it all just feels like a fraternity. They just get out there, they play, and then whatever happens, happens. Why does women don't like each other? And I noticed that today with Krejci and Quinyon Zhang, of course.
And Krejci not even like that. I don't think anyone likes her in the locker room thing. I don't know what she's doing.
I don't know what she's doing either. But
Nobody
a lot of people
her,
do not
bro.
like her.
Even Coco be giving her like the stiff one. And you know how sweet Coco is. Her and Naomi don't even like her. And that, you know, maybe she doesn't deal with the, like you said, maybe the sorority of the WJ, because we know how close Sabs is with Coco. We know how Osaka loves Coco. Like, they all kind of cool with each other. They just like, we all winning in life. We all pretty. We all great. So they all get along. Zing is, I guess, the person that's trying to disrupt that. You know, she won the Olympics, and, you know, she wants to get up in there. She's real competitive. For some reason, Spirit, they don't like her.
They do not. So, but I think that makes it more fun when they really feels like they're fighting for it, and you know they're going to feel the loss the same way we will if we lose the bet. Speaking about feeling the loss, man, the Cincinnati Bengals fans have to be disappointed this morning. We weren't disappointed because we got the cover, but I'll be honest, I was rooting for Cincinnati. I wanted to see them pull it out.
Me too.
And you know what's crazy? They're still only plus 135 to make the playoffs, so maybe I'm underestimating how tough their schedule is moving forward. Maybe it's not as tough as I thought, but what disappointing loss there for the Bengals. Great game for the fans, and a lot of fun to watch Lamar Jackson do his thing. Jamar Chase, you kept tweeting about it. How is he not paid? And it just shows. I really feel bad for Joe Burrow being trapped in that absolutely terrible organization. What did you see in that game last night, 5-star?
It's no happy endings for a Bengals player. So I feel really bad for Burrow, as you said, because I tweeted at Jamar Chase. You know, I don't even tweet at pro players because I'm professional in what we do. But I had to tell the little homie, man, I hope you read this tweet. That if they don't pay you by Monday, if I was you, the trade is automatic, you know, on March 12, 2025, when the trade opens up. I don't want to negotiate. I'm about to sit out this last year. If y'all play with me, I'm out, man, because the disrespect is to a whole nother level. Anyone who doesn't see that Jamar Chase is probably the number one receiver in the league is crazy. He brings elements that other receivers don't bring. Him and Justin Jefferson was on the same team. Nobody thought about Jay Jettis. He didn't even exist. He was just a good secondary piece. because Jamar Chase is that special. He's one of the few receivers that can do it all. He can go deep. He can high point. He can catch a 5-yard dig and turn it to a touchdown. Like, he's amazing. And the thing that I can say about this game is the Bengals deserve to lose. You know why they deserve to lose? They had the lead. They fumbled with Chase Brown, put the Ravens back in the game. Then they allowed 21 points in the fourth quarter. Then on top of that, Zach Taylor, I'm starting to wonder if he's just an OC spread. We was talking about that, remember? You might be right. He might be just an OC, man, because what are you doing on this 2-point conversion? When they come lined up on the 2-point conversion, they have the perfect defensive alignment on what they called with the formation. You got your best player who's on fire this game, who's like went for 250 plus yards receiving. Up top, Jamar Chase, one-on-one with a corner who cannot hold him. Not only does Zach field and call a timeout and stop the look that they had, he comes back right out with the same formation. So I'm like, oh, okay, he sees it. He must have told Joe, like, make sure we go up top. We're going to let him beat him at the line and go inside slant, or we're going to go back shoulder fade because Jamar's up there one-on-one. They came back and threw the ball to the damn tight end. Jamar Chase didn't even run a route to stay outside. He ran back into the heart of the defense on the route. I said, oh, no, Zach Taylor not ready. Because how are you not seeing that? Or he's working. One of the two. Because how do you not see that you got the player who they can't hold one-on-one on the island with a guy that you know can't hold him? Just crazy to me, man. I don't know what kind of coaching that was, but they deserve to lose that game. Baltimore, I thought they had a chance this year. They don't. They're not beating Kansas City with the way they play. It'll be high scoring and fun, but they're not beating Kansas City with the way that they play. And I tweeted, I love Lamar. Great game as always. Beautiful stats, all that. But backyard football is not maintainable. I don't care what you think. You got to have it where things are reined in. You got something that you can go to. When Chiefs need something, they can always go to Mahomes, to Kelsey. We know that you're not going to stop it if they need a play to get them, a first down. What's their go-to play? Lamar just get back there and make something happen. Todd Monken has done a good job of implementing some pro-style passing into the offense, but at the end of the day, still just make something happen, Lamar, and I don't like that, man. But overall, as far as our point of view, great game because we won, we covered. A couple times like we were out of there. The Bengals went and got it twice for us when they were down 7, where they looked like they were going to get that 6.5, right,
Oh, man, it was super, super nerve-wracking. Because, again, you gave our first half, right? And I didn't give our first half, but I played first half personally. And another thing for my clients, if 5-star gives something out, is a 90% chance that I'm playing it, like, for real. And I'm not doing the homework because I already know 5-star did it. And another thing, if I give out a play on here and I give you guys something else in the group, that's because the line moved and I make adjustments. That's what it is. We did that on a few games. If you guys seen that, we got some winners in. But that game was nerve-wracking. And again, the refs, they were very, very involved in that game last night. They called the flags that they wanted to call for seems like. But I don't know. The Ravens are not winning the Super Bowl. Again, Patrick Mahomes is Lamar Jackson.
I'm glad you said this, I heard a lot of people crying today.
Oh, yeah.
About
face masks were not being called. They had holes.
We all had the Bengals spread. We had the Bengals. We all was talking about how they were saving the Bengals the whole game. What are they talking about? Just because the last play came down to they always maul the tight end, the linebacker does at the line, bro. They're not going to decide the game on that.
Just take the points. If you're a sports gambler, again, you
just on kick the damn extra point. That's why I had a whole segment on here we created strictly about these type of situations. It's 37 seconds left, bro. Lamar's most likely going to get back in field goal range. We just had the same situation, but Zach Taylor was too busy listening to the media. He watched TV.
He was listening.
He heard him talk about Todd Bowles.
He was acting like Nick Sirianni, bro.
Man, I don't know what these guys
they tripping. We move.
Man, they tripping, man. We ready to spread.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to say, I was thinking about you because you remember on the show last week, I said, man, maybe Bowles should have gone for it. And you go, nah. And then you know what I saw last night? And it's true. It's going to have to be egregious for them to call a penalty there. It's another reason why, kicking probably was the right call. And I was thinking back to my criticism of Todd Bowles and kind of second guessing that watching because, yeah, I mean, technically that's a penalty, but for as many flags as they already thrown, they can't throw a flag on every single play. So,
yeah, they can. And then another thing about that, just to piggyback on what you said, think about this, guys. You fought the whole game to get in this position. Your team is hot. So if it's no time left on the clock, sure, go for it. If you want to try to walk out, do a walkout 2-point conversion. But if it's over 30 seconds, it doesn't make sense to do that. Just try to stop the team, get to OT. Your team is hot on offense. If they get the coin flip, you're gonna win.
All right. Let's move over to the association. Golden State Warriors got a big win. They are excited up here in Northern California, saying the Warriors are a contender again. I don't know if I want to go that far.
Yeah, right.
But they definitely match up well. And if I'm Boston, that's the one team I don't want to see in the finals, just because of the way that the teams match up. Of course, Jaylen Brown was out. I wonder how much difference the finals MVP would have made. But what do you think, 5-star? I mean, I'm not downgrading the Celtics, but are the Warriors a real contender?
As long as Steph is healthy, they are, because Steph's that special type of player where he makes everyone better around him. We see already Buddy Hield looks like a whole different player over there with Golden State because the confidence that he gives them, and also, you know, what he gives them when we don't see it in practice and things like that. You know, Steph is the greatest shooter of all time, so you know, he's going to always help another shooter. I don't take much into this game. Warriors were hungry for this game. They were playing for Steve Kerr because Jason Tatum obviously was going to be pissed about the Olympics, but I cannot take this game, you know, seriously because Jaylen Brown isn't there. Jaylen Brown's the best player on the Celtics, whether you know it or not. He's the best player on the Celtics. He does the most. So we'll see when it comes next spring if the Warriors are so happy when they play Boston.
All right, yeah, and they might not even get that far because, you know, OKC Thunder are looming large, and we're going to talk about one of their games coming up. But, Sino, did you watch the Celtics game, and were you surprised that the Warriors got the straight-up win?
Of course I watched it. Spread, and you know me and you were on the Warriors, but I did not get that play out. I gave out the under. And I text you guys, I'm never doing that shit again. I text you guys, I was like, hey man, this under's looking real free. And play was like at 211.5. We had under 230.5. They still figured out a way to score 230. It was nuts. But I told you guys, the Boston Celtics, if you watch the game, they're just jacking up threes. And that can change the whole NBA. And I seen Shaquille O'Neal speaking on it earlier. That's really declining the viewership. Like, nobody just wants to see people shoot
That's
threes.
That's why I don't watch this shit.
Yeah, nobody want to. I can go out there and just jack up threes all day. Like Ja Morant, players like that, you know, driving to the rim, you know, skillful game, doing what they have to do both ways. That's what I want to see, man. But just standing on the line, you just shooting? Nah, hell no, I don't want to watch. I bet on it, though.
It's the NBA's commissioner, man. He sucks. What he does is he's a guy who's allowed European influence to control the whole NBA because he's a globalist. He's a guy who wants everything to be about globalism instead of worrying about the product right here at home and what people in America like in our style of playing basketball when you go outside and look in the neighborhoods.
Well, you know, Shaq wants to criticize, but I actually think that him and inside the NBA is part of the problem. Let's look at last night in the football game, right? If you turned on an NFL postgame show, you didn't hear anything about Lamar not having success in the playoffs. It was literally a celebration of the performance that we saw last night.
Yeah.
If that same thing would have happened in the NBA, they would have turned around and go, well, he hasn't done it in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter, right? And they take away from the product. And I think that if you try to get on there and act like Kenny and Shaq do on a post-game show for the NFL, you get a call from the Shield real quick, and they would tell you to cut that down.
You know, that ex-NBA players just haters. I don't know why
they are. Listen to all those podcasts.
Yeah, they haters, man.
And I think it's really too bad. And then of course, you know, the fact that these guys don't. I mean, we're getting into this too, but looking at the Pelicans injury report, I'm like, we're like a week into the season. How is your whole starting roster gone? And, you know, and I don't agree with everything he says, but I think Coward made the best point about this. These basketball players that start at age 11, and I'm bouncing all around, sorry about that, but they start at like age 11 and all they play is basketball. And I think that's why these repetitive use injuries. And they're not the same athletes like the ones that we grew up. Do you remember when I was thinking about this morning, you remember when John Wall threw out that pitch? The guy couldn't even throw a baseball.
Yeah.
Because the only thing he ever played is basketball
his whole life. He don't know anything else. That's it. They don't even go to class. All they do. After they scored up, then we go to class no more. I'm telling you, not what I heard.
All right, so I'm bouncing all around. Let's keep going here. The Grizzlies got the win over the Lakers, and we saw how important AD is to that. And I'm a #1 Lakers hater, but I'll admit that AD's been arguably the MVP this season. I know Jokic has better stats, but AD's better defensively, and we see how bad that team is without him in the lineup. I mean, they didn't even have a chance. JJ Redick benches D'Angelo Russell for a lack of effort. But I'm wondering at a certain point, JJ Redick's lecturing me about defense. They all watched him play. The guy was food. The guy was food. He was a terrible defender. So I'm really wondering.
Steve Kerr got away with it for 30 years. Hell, he didn't play the defense either.
Oh, he tried though.
Yeah,
he gave the
try and doing is two different things, Fred.
Yeah, I don't think Redick gave that same effort though. I mean,
Kerr was definitely food.
Yeah, he was too, but at least he's out there hustling, right? I mean,
Now, he was a try-hard. I give him that.
He was a try-hard. I don't know if Redick necessarily was.
Redick just wanted to stand in the corner and shoot threes. That was it.
Yeah, but what'd you see there, man? I mean, without Anthony Davis, you really see some of the depth issues that the Los Angeles Lakers had because they got no one backing them up. And I'm wondering how long Jackson Hayes still going to be out there too. Did you see that video of him? Wow.
Man, I don't keep up with the NBA soap opera. I always tell guys that the NFL is like a must-see series. It keeps you all tuned in. You can't wait till the next episode. And the NBA ain't nothing but reality TV, man. That's all it is. Zeus Network reality TV. That's it, a bunch of mess. I didn't watch this game after I found out Anthony Davis wasn't playing. I didn't play it. I didn't bet it. So I did see the highlights, and I saw the job was clowning LeBron, but they've been doing that. That's why I expected if AD played for the Lakers to win because it's a real distaste between those two organizations. Josh kind of letting LeBron know he don't really like him. I don't like how you move out the court. So they'll be playing each other again soon. There'll be some really good games between these two teams. But swing to Sino because he watched the game.
Sino, did you see that one? I actually watched it. As a Laker hater, I enjoyed every second. I mean, Ja was just clowning him.
Of course, I love watching Ja Morant. And if you watch Josh's post-game interview, he stated it came out of his mouth. I don't like that team. I don't like the Lakers. And, LeBron just happened to be on that team. You in the way. Y'all out of here. Y'all eliminated me out the playoffs. Y'all was stumping on my court. Y'all was doing all this stuff. So I expected them to get the win. Like I said, if you played the lean, you got the winner with that. Lakers I call them the JJ Lakers now, not the LA Lakers. I call them the JJ Lakers. The JJ Lakers, they have a lot of improvement to do. Without AD, they're not going nowhere. They're just another Laker team.
All right. The San Antonio Spurs took on the Houston Rockets. What's fun? There was a bunch of games that night. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I had that one on my TV. Sino, start with you there. Did you watch that one? I can't remember what happened.
Nope, I did not watch that game right here. I just know we had the Rockets and we won. That's all I know.
Oh, did we win that one?
Yes, we did. We had Rockets minus 6.5. We sure did.
Yeah, I watched the first half.
Yeah, because you had first half 5 stars.
Yeah, and I had first half minus 3.5. But I have to, man. Ian, my 10-year-old, he watched every Rockets game. He don't miss the Rockets. He love the Rockets because, they make him think about home and going to the Rockets game when I had season tickets when he was young, like 4 and 5 years old. So he watches every game. So I went in there with him and watched like the first half. And after I saw they was beating their ass and the money was good, I was out. I went to start watching football. But overall, I think that both of these teams will be fighting for a playing game, more so the Rockets. I don't think San Antonio's that good. CP3 is really old. So now Greg Popovich is suddenly 6 since Trump got
oh my God.
got elected. Oh God. So we'll see if he recovers. So I don't know, man. I think San Antonio is one of those teams that they need to move on. It's time for RC Slocum and all those dudes like that to just reset the organization. I think it kind of gets to a point where these really good organizations, even though you're still, decent, you kind of old, man, and you kind of lose touch. And you see San Antonio is falling off a lot, since Tim Duncan has left. Even with Wembanyama back, it's some Wembanyama talked all that mess. If he'd have went to the Rockets, you think he'd have been looking like this? He'd have been winning. If he went to the Rockets, you went to the Spurs, man, and these a bunch of people playing basketball like it's the old days, and it's not going to work. They're going to have to do something similar to what we've seen other franchises do with just let's reset. We know we're a good, organization, but it's time to get some new blood in here and do it a different way, kind of like how Boston did.
Wembanyama got to figure out how tall he is.
He think he my height.
But listen,
he does.
Fred,
you see him sitting on the perimeter?
Fred, how are you going to turn this man into a power forward? I watched him play in EuroLeague from 17 to 18 years old. He was a two guard, Fred. He never was on the inside. He played outside on the wing.
I can't remember his name. I think it was Pete Newell, and he's gone now. But he used to run a big man camp. He need to do something like that because he could be. I mean,
about 20 boards every game. Like
I've been watching him, and I'm like, why are you not down low? You got a guy that's like 6'6" on you.
Fred, it's much easier for Chet. You know why Chet's so much harder than him? You remember last year I told you guys on the show about this. Let's just swing to that game.
Let's go right to it. And I'm not going to downgrade the Thunder off that loss. That was the Nuggets kitchen sink game. They know they're in trouble. Jokic to me is still he's still the best player in the world. I mean, 80's right up there when he tries. But I know with Jokic, I'm going to get it night in and night out. And I don't have to worry about him going to the locker room at halftime. And he pulled a great game out of himself there. I don't know how long he can carry this team. I think he's going to be dragging by the time March gets here, having to pull out those performances to get the win. But talk to me about what you saw in that game, 5-star, and talk to me a little more about Chet Holmgren, because even though the Thunder lost, I didn't really downgrade him that much.
I gave out on here and my clients played only the first half. I told Cino I'm only taking the first half. I texted him first half -3.5 Thunder. That's it. Cino was right on point. When the game got ugly, got down to the end, I stopped watching it because I won the first half and I'm out. But from what I saw, looking at the highlights, it seems like that altitude and stuff, like always, kind of caught up with OKC at the end. And, the Nuggets showed a lot of pride. Chet Holmgren, the reason that Wembanyama can't hold a stick to him is because, one, Chet's dad was a center. So automatically at his house, he learned how to play down low and to be a center first. And then his dad was wise and smart enough to say, back when I was playing, son, this is how the big men play. Now they're playing like this. I'm about to send you over across town and go to the hood, and you're about to go play on this other team in St. Paul. And over there, he ended up playing with Jalen Suggs. And Jalen Suggs' daddy coached Chet Holmgren. They taught him skills and made him play in the hood. He played in the roughest AAU with all the brothers. And that's why Chet is gangster like he is. And you remember when I read that about him and learned that, I was like, man, I want the Rockets to get Chet now. I don't even want Jabari. Because Jabari kind of grew up spoiled in, NBA household, and dad played in the league. Chet got it out the mud, bro. So that's what you see, and that's why he's such a good player. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, we already knew he was going to be special the moment I seen him with the Clippers. He plays I knew at Kentucky because he plays with such a pace and has such a unique game that he can do whatever he wants. That's the thing. You can't stop him from doing what he wants if he really want to do it. One-on-one, you're out of there. He's going to get to his spot and do what he wants to do, and it's so smooth. OKC might win the championship this year. They for sure coming out the West. I don't think nobody beating them in the West, man. I don't see anyone. As long as they stay healthy, I think that loss at Dallas last year prepared them for this situation. It's just they're in their prime right now. All those guys are right at that good age, and they got maybe the best coach in the NBA over there right now, schematically. So I like everything going over at OKC. Nuggets, it all depends on if Jamal Murray comes back to make them a contender. If Jamal Murray comes back and he's healthy and becomes himself and turns back the clock, they're okay. Jokers can't do it alone.
See, even with Murray, I worry this team just doesn't have the depth. And, we talked earlier about the Lakers missing depth and how much that was shown with Anthony Davis being out. And I know the Nuggets got the win without Aaron Gordon, but I think it's going to be tough for them going forward. And even if they are able to get there, like I said, I think Jokic's going to be dragging We talked about him not necessarily, him and Luka, right? They don't like conditioning, and we've seen it before. Obviously, he's a lot better than he used to be. Still little issues there. What did you see in that game, though? Because that was a wagering world special. 5-star gave out the first half. You were the opposite on the money line. We got everything. Yeah, great game for us.
Yeah, man, most definitely. Again, it's the NBA, you guys. I bet numbers. That was just a spot. Can't nobody tell me Denver was not about to win that game. I knew that for a fact. It was easy money. It was free. The best team in the NBA. Denver's playing the way they playing. +7, like I said last show. Come on, man. It's out. The information there in your face. You just need to know how to read it. If you don't, listen to the Waging World and Cino got you.
We got you, baby.
Right.
Hey, spread on and kick it straight to the prison, man. They don't about to care about these two, man.
All right, yeah, good call. Goes with Carolina, though. Thank you for that, Cash. Let's see. Do I got any money on any of these yet? I haven't played any of these games yet. The first one, UCLA, +7, taking on Iowa. Kind of weird to see that this is a regular season game. I'm still getting used to this new Big Ten. But how do we approach this one, 5-star?
I'm on this one big. This is a client group play. If you guys watch the show, and if it's up before the time tonight, I think it should be, though. It should be, because this is a West Coast game. It should be up. But you guys make sure that you have your notifications in. You guys hit that like, because when we post the show, you better get on it quick, because every now and then we have plays that night. Most of the time we don't. We try to make sure it's the next day with everything, so you get the plays. But this one is tonight on Friday. Coach Deshaun Foster. You remember what I said a few shows ago. He's rounding his team into shape. Greatest quote I heard this year from a coach. He said we had to earn the right to win. And now they have. I like everything going on with the Bruins. Quarterback Ethan Garbers has improved his passing. That's the common denominator with them, with their late success. At first, with Foster being a running back, he was trying to run the ball. That's not the route for them. They got to throw the ball. 5 UCLA pass catchers have had at least 15 receptions, so he's spreading the ball around. When you look at Iowa, they have not been good on the road. They lost their last 2. They got routed by Minnesota, and then they also got handled pretty bad by Michigan State, and we know Michigan State isn't even a world beater. So I think that this trip, coming from the snow in Iowa, going out to beautiful LA, those kids got to hang a little bit before they, go play this week. They got to sneak out some. The quarterback, Brandon Sullivan for Iowa, people are saying he's making a difference in the last couple of victories, but he really isn't. He's only throwing the ball about 11 times per game. They lean on their running back, Caleb Johnson, who's electric. He's a really good running back like Iowa always has. But the thing is, UCLA's strength is against the run. Their defensive line is 12th ranked against the run. They only allow 3.3 yards per carry. I'm expecting an upset tonight. I'm on UCLA +7, and I'm on UCLA money line +210.
Big brother, I'm on the opposite side on this one. I'll be on the Hawkeyes, man. Why? They're first in the nation with the fewest penalties this season. So why would I go against that? They've been controlling the ball real, real well. The Bruins are 109th in the country in turnover margin. They're 0-3 at home this season, and I think after tonight they'll be 0-4. So I definitely be on the Hawkeyes. I'm leaning that side.
You're on the wrong side, little brother.
Hey, we'll see next show, big brother. We'll see next show.
You're on the wrong side.
Cino lean those guys, man.
Next game we got Colorado -4, Texas Tech Raiders. How do we approach this one?
And Colorado has been rarely talked about this year. I haven't heard a lot of national talk about them this year.
Because they winning too much.
Yeah, I saw last year, all we heard everywhere we looked was Colorado. Now nobody saying nothing, right? Well, we're going to talk about them. So the Buffaloes are 6-0 in their last 6 against the spread. And all 6 of those games, the public was on them. And still won. And they still won because now they're in their second year with Prime. He has some more of his players in. He has his philosophies in. Most of all, I think that Colorado is going to win this game pretty comfortably, just off the fact that Texas Tech is coming off an upset on the road against Iowa State. And Texas Tech just is terrible against the pass on defense, man. They're 119th ranked in points allowed, giving up 34.4 points a game. They're also allowing the 5th most yards passing and the 2nd most yards overall. So they're giving up 307 yards in the pass game per game, 462 yards total. And now they're playing against Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders leads the nation with 20-plus big-time throws and fewer than 9 turnover-worthy plays. This is all from College Football PFF. He's playing at a different level right now. And Texas Tech just doesn't have the type of defense to slow him down. Colorado has won its last 2 road games by 27 points each. They embrace it. They love going on the road. That's what they like to do. They want to come in your trap and take over your trap, man. So we on Colorado. I think that they continue on their mission to try to get to the college football playoffs. Give me Prime and them boys, -4.
Sino, you getting involved in this one?
Third official play from Sino right here. Colorado -4. Good breakdown, 5.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right. The Kansas Jayhawks take on Iowa State. Kansas catching +3. I think this is the one I talked about on Wednesday. Because Kansas is 2-6, right?
Yes.
And Iowa State is 6-2.
If the line looks
normally this is 2 touchdowns, right?
If the line looks funny,
money,
probably money.
You know, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, we okay. We on Kansas all the way on this one, man. Not only is Lance Leipold a really good coach, they have a good quarterback in Jalen Daniels, man, and they just had some really bad breaks this year so far. Played a lot of really close games. Iowa State's coming off his first loss. This is a game that's going to be played on a neutral site. I think it's going to play the Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. If Kansas loses again, they can't go to a bowl game. They've been to 3 straight. Lance Leipold does not want this program moving backwards. They got some good receivers, good running backs over there. They keep it close, a little bit more offense than Iowa State has. So let's go with Kansas +3 and ride with the books.
Same thing.
Yeah, of course. Yep. Kansas +3.
I'll put that in right now. LSU Tigers, man. And their quarterback head down to take on Jalen Milroe at Alabama. 5-star. Give me a breakdown of this game and then tell me who you think is going to be the better pro. Because I kind of like what I've seen from Nussmeier, the LSU quarterback.
I can tell you now, Milroe will be the better pro.
Okay.
Just because the reason why is the game is transitioned more the type of player he is. Like, the right type of offensive coach can take Jalen Milroe with his legs. People don't realize how fast he is. Like, Jalen Milroe he's not to Jaden Daniels level, but he's right the next little group. He's probably right there with Cam Ward with speed. He doesn't have as much elusiveness as Cam Ward does, but he straight line speed. He's one of the faster guys in college football. But he's starting to sit back in the pocket because, of course, Jalen DeBoer is teaching him how to play quarterback, and that's a good thing. Nussmeier is a great touch passer spread. I don't know how he'll be able to hold up with not having a lot of movement. He doesn't move as much. Shedeur Sanders is about the only prototypical, pocket passer in this draft, and it's going to probably go high in the next couple of years. People want quarterbacks who can, that are dual threat. And if you think about it, it's really always been like that. Joe Montana, what made him different? He could run. What made Starback different? He could move around. Like the good quarterbacks, Favre, they all were like that. Steve Young. So nothing's changed. It makes a lot more stress on the defense when you got to worry about the scramble as well as the pass. But this is basically a college football playoff elimination game, guys. A lot of motivation by LSU coming off the bye week after being upset by A&M, a game they gave away. They only ran for 24 yards on 23 carries. You can't beat LSU running the ball like that. They can't keep putting pressure on Garrett Nussmeier to just keep dropping back and having to throw every play. And that's why he got in trouble last week, because he's not cut out to be that type of guy that carries a team. He's the type of guy that's functionable, is a point guard, does his job, distribute the ball, get it to all those great playmakers. I think the off week they got their stuff together. This is the first time that Caleb DeBoer is going to be traveling to Tiger Stadium. It's a different thing when you come in there and you got a million kids rapping Boosie, and they rap and set it off. And it's going down when you come in there, man. And I think that the Tigers are going to be really wide up. I think their stadium's going to be rocking. We've seen on the road, Bama isn't good on the road. They lost 2 games 2 different ways, and that's what's more troubling. They lost against Vanderbilt because they couldn't get off the field. The defense was bad. Then they go to Tennessee and lose because they can't score. That's not good, man. So really young on the outside, 2 young guys, 17 years old, 18 years old, and wide receiver. That's going to be a lot to deal with that LSU crowd. I think that LSU comes to play. Give me LSU +3.
All right, so you know how you approaching this one.
Again, living down there in Baton Rouge for 4+ years, man, right there in Death Valley. It's gonna be hard to go down there and win. I told you guys in the SEC, it's hard to go to these home team stadium and win a football game. And you're gonna give me 3 points? Come on now. Nussmeyer's about to air this out against this team. Trust me. LSU +3.
All right, final college game on our slate today. Georgia catching 2.5 at Ole Miss. This is number 3 versus number 16. Ole Miss with the chance to make a big statement here and try and get in that 12-team playoff with the win. How do you see this one going, 5-star?
If the line look funny. So I'm telling you on this game, man, I don't know. You know me, I'm a first half bettor. So I'm not going to allow Kirby Smart to go make adjustments at halftime, which we know he's going to do, and come out with a better game plan. He's one of the best in-game coaches in America. So we're just going to trust the fact that I know Crazy Man. That's why I call Lane Kiffin, because he's just a wild dude. I know Crazy Man is going to come out hype. He's going to have that team ready to play. It's going to be rocking and hotty-toddy. So I like first half Ole Miss on this game. I think Ole Miss is really a good offense. I like Jackson Dart a lot. I don't know if they can hold on and win, though, at the end. So let me get in and get out the way. First half, Ole Miss for 5-star.
What do you think there, Sino?
If the line looks funny, it's usually money. Man, the way they've been playing, 5-star, we're going to do how we did with the Bengals game. You get first half, you like Miss, I like the full game. That's what I'm on. I just think they hold Kirby Smart. He's going to try to make some adjustments. Not going to happen. Ole Miss looking real, real good right now.
Yeah, they are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. Georgia's 3-7 against the spread in their last 10.
Yeah, and in this situation, on my numbers, Ole Miss is 15-4 against the spread, so we definitely have to ride with them.
There you go.
All right, talk to me about Sunday morning, 5-star. You getting up early to enjoy the Giants and the Panthers?
Hell no, I ain't getting up there. But if I was to bet the game, I would. Most likely, and I do this shit every week. I don't know why I keep betting on Dayball and these Giants.
Food stamp every time. I'm like,
bro, and you be mad at me every time. See, though, you be like, you the one told me he was there. You food stamp. Why you bet them? I just see some things on this team, man. I see some things that are really good that they could do on the passing game. Sometimes Daniel Jones shows glimpses that he could be a decent quarterback, but it just, it never lasts. I just think that this still might be a spot where they can finally get themselves together and finally look like something, because Carolina sucks. Only reason the Saints lost to them is because the Saints suck. Like, the Saints didn't care. They didn't try. Bro, if the Giants come in here like, we're going to win this game, they're going to beat the hell out of Carolina. And the reason why is Dexter Lawrence is going to be in Bryce Young's chest all game. So what's Bryce Young going to start doing as a dude who's 5'8", 150 pounds soaking wet? He's going to start throwing the ball away. So the Giants, they're setting up some things for next year. They probably going to have a different quarterback, but they got some good things going with Malik Neighbors and Tyrone Tracy. And I think the Dayball is going to feed into that. So I'll probably take the Giants on this game if I bet. It's not an official play, but I definitely ain't taking Carolina.
Sino, you getting involved?
I'm not getting involved with this game. Why would I bet on two shit teams? I hate gambling, you guys. Anytime I make a play, I have reason behind it, and I like high percentage plays. I hate to gamble. If I want to do that, I'll go play blackjack or shoot some dice.
I'm telling you, we bet to win. We don't bet to bet.
Yeah, for real. I hate gambling. But a lean in that game, like 5-star said, I take the Giants. I'm not betting that team, but it's definitely the right play. I wouldn't bet no goddamn Carolina Panthers right now. They just won their Super Bowl last week against the Saints. You seen how they were celebrating and all this other stuff. Like, Giants on this one. I lean them.
All right. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Washington Commanders. Commanders got a big quarterback advantage. I don't know about much else, though, in this game. And Tomlin's done really well in his career against rookie QBs. I got Pittsburgh when they were +3. Market agrees. It's moved to 2.5. How are you approaching this one, 5-star?
I'm going to be on the Commanders on this one. And the reason why is I feel like their offense is going to be able to make a couple crucial plays in the game that I don't trust Russell Wilson in that offense to make. Dan Quinn's really good at getting his team ready on defense. Who knows Russell Wilson better than Dan Quinn? He's seen him in his prime. He's seen him from his first snap in the NFL as being his defensive coordinator. He's practiced against him. I think that Dan Quinn is able to get that defense to play pretty well. He's slowly but surely turning that defense into a decent, side of the ball. But what I like most about the Commanders is just Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury. They're on the same page. It's really hard to stop that offense, man. And everything that's going wrong with Bryce Young, with Dave Canales forcing him to run his system, is everything the opposite with Washington. All they're doing is running LSU's plays, and they're letting him do his thing. He's getting in the reps at home and also at practice. He's wearing this Oculus thing now, and that Oculus allows him to pretty much play the game before he plays the game. So I just like Jaden Daniels, and I think that their style of offense with their RPOs is going to put a lot of pressure on the Steelers' defense that really loves the edge rush. They really want to come after the quarterback. They're going to put them in some funny situations, man. I like watching this game. I think that they cover 2.5.
All right. 5-star and I going to be opposite here. Break the tie so you know where you at.
Spread, I'm riding with you on this one. I'm taking the better team that's in the red zone. And that's on defense. I'm sorry, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson is about to show Jaden Daniels what it's like to be in the NFL. Of course, he's the future, right? But this is about to be some big brother, little brother type stuff. And you guys will see what I mean. Pittsburgh +3.
All right. Looks like we'll have a nice little wager on.
I love it. I'm on an island. Me and Jaden Daniels and Dan
I'm
Quinn.
always on the island by myself.
Me Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn on the island.
All right, yeah, and that's going to be a fun game. I don't know if we're going to watch this one 5-star, but are we going to have some money? Why did we put the Falcons and the Saints on here? Why are we talking about?
Because we know the money.
We still talk about the Saints?
The Saints about to get their hell beat out of them. I don't care if 99% of the public is on Atlanta. The Falcons don't care about that. They don't like the Saints.
That's different.
And every time they play the Saints, they're going to try to beat their ass. So the 3.5 is probably good, but I'm taking the money line. I'm just taking the Falcons money line for about everything in my life.
You're not buying into that new mob boss coach they got?
Man, I don't give a damn about nothing going on inside that Saints locker room because I'm not betting on them. The best thing in life is knowing your team. That's the best thing in life. It's the easiest bet to make is when you're betting against a team that you support and follow.
So, what do you think, man? I was gonna fade the Saints, but that new coach got me fired up, man. I was listening to his press conference while I was lifting weights. I threw a couple extra reps. Just listen to him talk. What do you think?
Since you feel that way, we lean the over. We lean over 46.5. I'm not betting on that Saints team. It's not right. And trust me, voodoo is real down in New Orleans.
You heard that, didn't you?
Mickey Loomis is there.
All right, 5-star. I got to be Team Kyler with you on this next game, man.
Oh.
I hope they put the Jets in the dirt, man. I'm tired of this team. They got so much. We already talked about it last week, how the NFL gifted them that win. But I think Arizona might be good enough, especially at home, to just make it so, it don't matter what they call. I want to see if Kyler Murray can get it done, and who knows what we'll get from Marvin Harrison. But I know that Trey McBride's going to play a big part in there. And I got to take an L on James Conner. He's a really solid running back, and he means a lot to that offense. Let's see how the Jets look coming off that big win. But for me, it's Arizona or pass. I have not got involved yet, though. Waiting for the blessing. Do we take Kyler in this one?
Unload. It's an official play, especially in Arizona. Everybody's been sleeping on Arizona. And as I said before, they have a really good coach. You don't pay much attention to old Jonathan Gannon. They have a really good quarterback, Kyler Murray. You don't pay much attention to him. James Conner's a really good running back. You don't pay much attention to him. You don't pay much attention to Budda Baker, one of the top safeties in the league. It's all because where they're at in Arizona isn't a popular franchise outside the Phoenix area, and it isn't even that popular there. I'm sure they got more Raiders and probably Rams fans there than they do their own team. But with that said, I like Jonathan Gannon. I like how he's coaching his team. I like how they're flying under the radar and just silently being successful. I hate all the noise about the Jets. They're going to be all wired up because they beat the Texans on a cheat. And guess what? They're going to lure in more of their dumbass fans to bet money on them. And it's going to be a cleanup. Cardinals are going to beat their ass. We're going with Arizona on this game. Easy money line, and the +1.5.
Yeah, I'm looking at that +111 right now. Let me see what I got on Bet Online before I place this thing. Sino, you gonna join us, man? We gonna fade the Jets?
What fade the Jets spread? If you say anything about Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, I'm definitely taking it. Like what? How you talk about it? What? Hey, that's an official play from Sino. I love to follow signs in the universe. We on that Cardinals +1.5, baby. Let's go. And I'm running some numbers. Cardinals are no, the Jets are 0-4 in this situation. So yeah, let's ride the Cardinals, man. Official play from Sino. Let's go.
All right, I just placed the bet right now with your guys' blessing. Thank you for that one. Man, 5-star. I wrote this game up earlier this week thinking that Nico Collins would be back, and I'm talking about Sunday Night Football. Right now, I don't think he's going to be out there, and that makes that Texans +3.5 a little harder to click. With Nico in there, man, I really wanted to take the points here. Sunday night game, we know the scoring is usually depressed in Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football unders have been money, especially sitting here at this 49. However, with Collins not back in the lineup yet, I don't know if I'm ready to jump on this Houston train, especially going against that excellent offensive line of the Lions. What are you seeing in this one?
This one, originally, they said Nico practiced today. That's what I'm hearing out of Houston, but it's his first practice. It's still up for grabs whether he's going to play or not. I'm hoping that he does. If he plays, I'll most likely take the Texans +3.5, +4. It might go up some more. If it gets to moving the other way, we'll know we're on the right side because it's a real heavy percentage of money on the Lions. But the Lions are one of those teams, it really don't matter if the public on them. They've been beating the public all year. So, the Lions just a good-ass team, man. It's no getting around it. They come to play every week. Big win out there in Green Bay. I want to say, are they going to be up for this game? Of course they are. It's a Sunday night game that rarely in prime time until the last couple of years. And, of course they want to show off and show what type of team they are. Best offensive line in the country. One of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league all time, really, with Jared Goff. One of the best receivers, the best slot receiver may have been in the league with St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Man, if CJ Stroud gets back, Nico, they're going to make a little noise because I know CJ is a very proud dude, and he has not played well of late because of the problems they're having on the offensive line. But Will Anderson might be out too. So it's a stay away for me, just enjoy as a fan, simply because the Lions are 40-15 against the spread in their last 55 games. That's incredible. So 5-star, just be saying go Texans.
What do you think, Sino?
Look, simple as this. In my situation, the Lions are 18-2 against the spread in the last 20 games. And I've been riding the Lions every week. I don't know why I had faith in them that one week. But guess who we on? The Lions. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. This team is different. I done seen 80, 90, 100% of the money on the Lions, and they blow teams out in fashion. This team's different. Dan Campbell, they on something different over there. Lions, let's go.
All right. It's time for the people segment. Ball and parlay. Let's give them our favorite looks. 5-star, start with you.
I think I'm going to give them 2 plays. We're going to start tonight. I like UCLA +7. I think that Deshaun Foster has brought this team a long way. I think that they're playing real physical. That's what I like. When I watch UCLA play, they're not getting knocked off the ball. And that's what you have to be about when you're playing a team like Iowa. Iowa has not been good on the road this year, and I think that continues on a short week. That's too many points. Give me UCLA +7 at home tonight. And also, for my second play, I'll give you guys an NFL play. I'm on the Commanders. Give me the Commanders -135 and also -2.5. I think that offense is really good. And I also think Dan Quinn is a really smart coach. We know the type of style that Mike Tomlin is going to play. He's going to come in and, just try to beat you with bullet ball. I think that Dan Quinn out-schemes him this week. So the 2 plays that 5-stars giving out tonight, hopefully you guys get it off the broadcast. That's going to be UCLA +7. And then on Sunday, we're going with my guy, Jaden Daniels, money line at home. And also, you can lay the -2 against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sino, what's your best play for the weekend?
All right, damn, big brother, I'm going to have to fade you because this time, like I said, it's the game I did the homework on. I'm on the Hawkeyes, man. They don't turn the ball over much. UCLA, they don't look too good at home. And I gave you other guys 2 other plays. If you listen to the show, I'm not going to say it right here because I know some people probably just skip to the ball and parlay. Cino don't like that. So we got 2 other plays too in the free thing. So you got an NFL play and a college play. So that's 3 free plays for you guys. But ball and parlay, 6.5. Let's go.
Y'all will definitely have time to get my play in. And we didn't talk about this game. Hopefully y'all are on the opposite side. Monday Night Football. I'm taking the Los Angeles Rams, man. I think Mike McDaniel is a great offensive coordinator, but we already seen what happens when he goes up in these type of games. We're going to have a huge coaching advantage. And listen to some of these shows, man. I still think Matt Stafford's one of the most underrated players in the NFL. I don't see why he don't get credit like everybody else does. This Los Angeles Rams team is coming together. Miami's a team I can't trust to win unless they're way better than their opposition. Give me the Los Angeles Rams.
All right, you heard it there. Spread has the Rams, and Cino says he's going on the opposite side of me. So you guys choose wisely. The Cino guys, best of luck to you. The 5-star guys, let's cash. All right, man. As usual, it's been a great week on the wager world. We're getting on down the road, man. We're on week 10 pro football, week 11 on college football. I don't have many easy Saturdays left. So let's, make the best of it. Let's try to cash every play. Anything for the people spread before we get out of here.
Man, I'm excited to get these plays in. And boy, we had a great game last night. Let's see if the NFL can continue to entertain us this weekend.
And what about you, Cino? Anything for the people?
Again, man, appreciate all you guys. Appreciate all the interaction. Keep hitting the DMs and stuff like that. RawPicks.com if you want to subscribe to the Raw group. Let's keep winning. Shout out to Waging Raw.
Hey, once again, guys, if you're trying to get some plays, the DMs closed. A lot of you are waiting for me to approve the DM. I'm sorry, I'm not going to approve it. Just hit my little brother, Cino Royale. He has room and Raw Picks for you. And he's a little bit different than me. He doesn't mind dealing with a lot of people. Me personally, I don't want to deal with, a lot of folks, man. I'm sorry. But as usual,
that wasn't how I thought that was going to go.
Man, it's just what it is.
Hey, he being real.
When it's not broke, you don't fix it, So I got a good little thing going with my group. I like how we're winning. I like the energy. We're going to keep it just like that until something changes. As always, I dedicate this show to the greatest Houston sports fan that I know, and that's my father, John H. Lindsay. Hey, guys, we'll see you on Monday. Let's have another winning weekend. Best of luck to you all. This is The Wagering World.